Hi everyone, my name is Yvonne, just in case you're new here. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for staying. To my new subscribers, thank you so much. I hope you stay, I hope you get to learn. So in today's episode, we're going to see how a lot of Americans are speculating or rather allegedly just telling people that the United States of America is initially or basically introducing to them the martial law. So in this episode, we are going to learn what martial law is and when are the circumstances, or rather what are the circumstances under which the country can introduce a martial law. And we can see a lot of frustration, especially with the US citizens, and most of the time they're saying like they had preempted this and it's really happening, and it's frustrating a lot of people, and they need answers, because under what circumstances is the government introducing those laws, or rather under what circumstances is the government bringing the ICE to beat citizens and to brutally injure citizens and to deport citizens who are illegally in the United States of America. So let's see.
Remember when she said this?
He is saying that he would use the military to go after them.
And then they told you that it was a lie?
They are now talking about deploying 1,500 military.
She warned us.
It's a reason they keep trying to push this race war / civil war. The shooter wasn't the right color or had the right political affiliation, but yet they push on. Why? Martial law is part of the plan for Project 2025. You think it's a coincidence that they keep rolling out the military to US cities? They are trying to normalize the military being in these cities. They started with DC. They're gonna move on to Chicago, Tennessee, and then everywhere. They are slowly normalizing the military taking over domestic streets. They are preparing for martial law.
So April 20th is the day that we're going to find out if Donald Trump is going to implement martial law in the United States of America. You remember on day one, he signed an order instructing his Department of Defense and Homeland Security to spend the next 90 days analyzing the situation at the border and to determine whether or not he should enact the Insurrection Act. Well, that date is only a few days away, and what's even more concerning about this is that the day before, on the 19th, there is going to be another mass protest against Donald Trump. And it would not surprise me one bit if people like Elon Musk and some of the other financial backers from the Heritage Foundation and groups like that who support Donald Trump and who are trying to transform the United States, that they send people in to cause problems so that they can have these protests break out in violence, so that it gives them even a stronger reason to bring in martial law on the 20th. But that day is coming, folks, and that will be the last domino to fall, and it will be the end of the Republic as we know it. We know that this is the plan. This is what the Heritage Foundation and Project 2025 has been wanting to do, longing to do, to fundamentally transform America into some kind of religious-controlled, white nationalist Christian nation. We are heading down that path, and on April 20th, we will find out what Donald Trump is going to do with this. But considering that he wants to spend $100 million on a military parade for his birthday like they do in North Korea, and considering all the other things that he's already done, and how he doesn't give two shits about the Justice Department or court orders, I think it's safe to assume that he will enact martial law.
People are afraid to do shit because they're worried about this man declaring martial law. I want everybody to know he's already done it. This is martial law. This is it. There's already military roaming the streets of American cities. He's threatened to send more military to run the streets of American cities. He's threatened to use weapons here on American citizens. The government has seized control of any and every social program imaginable, and it is no longer available to anybody. On top of that, he's using food as a way to negotiate with other legislators to get what he wants. As people get more and more desperate, the conversation clearly remains, we all can't do something because, he will have an excuse to declare martial law, we won't have elections anymore, and he'll never go away. But I repeat, he's already doing that. He's already trying to interfere with local elections. They bought out the voting machines so that they can control them in the future. And every chance he gets, he talks about how he'll never go away and there's nothing anybody can do to stop him.
Wrote, America is on the brink of martial law, and he is right to sound the alarm, because what's happening isn't new. It's the same pattern history has warned us about over and over again. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker said the Trump administration is following a playbook. Cause chaos, create fear, and make it seem like peaceful protesters are a mob by firing gas pellets and tear gas at them. Why? To create the pretext for invoking the Insurrection Act. That's the law that allows a president to declare martial law, to use the military against civilians on U.S. soil. Under martial law, constitutional rights, our rights, can be suspended. Protests can be crushed. Elections can be delayed indefinitely. Military commanders answer directly to the president. It's one of the few legal paths to absolute power inside what was once a democracy. And that's exactly why it matters to Donald Trump right now. That man is cornered. He's cornered politically, legally, and morally. Not that that matters to him. The Epstein files are about to reopen a floodgate of corruption and complicity that reaches into the highest levels of government. So he's doing what authoritarians always do when their crimes are about to be exposed. Use fear as a distraction. He is describing himself as the defender of law and order, even as he dismantles both. He's creating disorder, then claiming he's the only one who can restore it. It's not chaos, it's control.
So, ladies and gentlemen, these are some of the questions that people are really thinking about, because if the ICE is truly about immigration rules and those people who are omitting immigration rules, why are they attacking the police? And also, what do you think the government of the United States is hiding from its citizens? Are they trying to initiate, or rather to implement, martial law without telling its citizens? And what are some of the reasons why the ICE has to come forth and brutally beat, injure, even the shootings and all that for its citizens? Do you think the government of the United States of America is afraid of something? Or do you think they are afraid that they're not going to get into the office? Should they want to run maybe the next term? Let me know in the comment section, what do you think? And what are some of the impacts that this quote-unquote martial law is going to do to the United States of America? Until next time, my name is Yvonne, and please subscribe, watch, like, and share this video.